She enjoyed me. We enjoyed each other. It was nice.
How'd you know you wanted to marry Mom? You were only dating for a few weeks when you'd seen each other maybe. How many times did you see each other before you got engaged?
Several times, because I went up there. She came to New York. And I just felt this was the guy.
Can you describe how you asked Mom to marry you?
Well, I think we talked about it a couple of times. And then we decided, okay, let's get married. We set a date. And I got a ring for her. And like some stupid schmo, I don't know what possessed me, but I think I put it in the laundry. And then
the laundry basket. And he told me that he was going to tell me, he wasn't going to tell me that he was going to go to a 5 and dime store. And every time he would surprise me and he would give me something from a Cracker Jack box or a 5 and dime store. So when he put it in the laundry, I actually thought that it was a stupid thing. And, I said, stop it. Anyway, he gave me the ring. And it was in the laundry basket in my parents' house. And I was screaming, but we did go...
But we had discussed getting married. And based on that, I had the ring made by the father of one of my close friends. He did a nice job. He was a diamond setter. Worked in the Diamond District in Manhattan. So that's what I did.
What were the hardest parts of raising me and Jen?
Jen was a piece of cake. You, on the other hand. Now you were both pretty good. I mean, we both enjoyed both of you. We had a few difficult moments. I remember once when you said a bad word to Mom, and I was going to wash your mouth out with soap, and I wrestled you to the ground, but you were so strong I couldn't do it.
Did you know you wanted kids?
When we got married?
Before, did you always know you wanted to have your own kids?
Yeah, I guess pretty much, yes. I think, why? I just visualized having a family, a boy and a girl, and I just thought I would look forward to it,
Tell us how you got into the flower business, and tell us a little bit about how you got into the flower business.
Well, I had been working as a CPA, and one of my clients was
a
needed
florist.
some help.
Right.
So I joined him, I helped him acquire a flower shop, and I joined him and helped him get it started and everything. And the flower shop is right across the street from Penn Station. And every day I would commute from Long Island into Penn Station.
Yeah, and also the people who own the flower shop were selling the flower shop, but not the concessions in Penn Station.
So anyway, I saw some opportunities in Penn Station. And so little by little I went after those opportunities.
Explain how you started a farm all the way in the Dominican Republic.
Well, once I got into the flower business, I found out that I was not happy with the flowers I could buy in the local 28th Street local market. Because if I wanted white carnation, all of a sudden the price was 25 cents. But if they had a lot of red, they would give that to me for a dime. So it didn't work out. I felt I needed to have control of the flower to be able to have the quality and the diversity that I wanted so I could offer a nice selection of bouquets. So I was looking for a place to start a farm, and I was thinking of going into Colombia when one of my employers said, "Bill, haven't you looked at the Dominican Republic?" He was from the Dominican Republic. At that time I said, "Dominican who?" Well, I made a trip down to the Dominican Republic, liked the people, liked the land, and I bought it.
And it was we were the entrepreneurs. We started the growing of anything in the Dominican Republic. We did.
Well, actually, we were the first exporter of fresh flowers. Prior to that, they only sold flowers locally.
Describe your first experience going to see Jarabacoa, the crazy road up, and then what was the road up like?
Well, before I tell you about Jarabacoa, let me tell you that they first took me to Constanza, which was a nightmare. The roads were covered with rocks. Some of the roads were not even visible. And it was like a 2.5-hour trip from the main road into Constanza, which is one of the better growing areas. And the government, by the way, took me there. Then the government said, "Okay, we're going to show you Jarabacoa." Well, the roads were a little bit better, but they veered off into the mountain. But I could see the future. I liked Jarabacoa because the weather was better for the time of the year when we needed the flowers most. So, looking back, it was a good decision.
Tell us about the first hurricane, Hurricane David.
Well, the year after I started, it was Hurricane David. And we had built 4 greenhouses. And the greenhouses survived, but all the plastic blew off. So we had to rebuild that, buy new plastic covering, and restart the whole farm.
How'd you persuade Mom to allow you, a guy who didn't speak Spanish, who's hard of hearing, to start a business, invest tens of thousands of dollars in running a farm in the central highlands of the Dominican Republic?
Well, first of all, I told you it was a limited investment. If I remember, I said $25,000, and I had a few people who wanted to chip in with me. So on that basis, we made the investment.
So in other words, you lied.
I didn't lie. I saw an opportunity to expand it, because once I had the 4 greenhouses and I had a successful crop of pom-poms, we got a call from one of the importers in Miami who wanted to buy a lot of our production and convinced us to expand the farm. So at that point, we borrowed money from a company called Latin American Development Corporation.
I forgot all of this, to be honest with you. I forgot all of these things. I remember, though, when we went to Jarabacoa to see the area, we stayed in, what's the name of the place? Pina Dorado, which at that time was a hole in the wall. But at night, there was so much action going on because all the Dominicans would do the merengue. So we danced all night long doing the merengue, and we had a very, very good time. But it was very rural, to say the least.
Dad, I want to change the subject and ask you about what was for many years your favorite hobby, sailing. How did you get interested in sailing, and how did you learn how to sail?
Well, there was a time when I went to Nantucket, and I decided I'd like to learn to sail.
When did you go to Nantucket?
This was during my single days, maybe 19, 20.
He used to go every summer. He used to go every summer.
I liked Nantucket. I would go with my friends, whatever. But this one summer, I decided to learn how to sail. And it was a woman who taught me how to sail. She taught me in a small boat, and I just loved it. I loved having the wind, learning how to go close haul to the wind, running with the wind sideways and so forth. So from that point on, each time I went back, I would rent a sailboat and enjoy it. And ultimately, after we got married, I bought a small sailboat.
Speed buggy.